what is the most emotionally impactful Disney movie scene? We're going to vote on that today. What's up, Story Geeks? It's Jay Shear, author of the time travel novel Time Slingers and co-host of the Story Geeks podcast and host on the live show today. So Disney and Pixar do an amazing job of giving us all the feels with their animated films. But which scene is the most emotionally impactful in the history of Disney and Pixar movies? That is what we're going to try and figure out today with our bracket challenge. I'm going to give you my winners. You can vote in the chat for what you think should win. So put those down in the comments below. Our number one seed, Marriage Memories from Up, is going up against the Magic Carpet Ride from Aladdin. If we look at the Marriage Memories from Up, what is it supposed to tell us about the world? We love people that we have deep intimacy with. And then, of course, for this one, for the Magic Carpet Ride, that's like a new emotion that they're experiencing. So it's kind of almost the opposite end of the spectrum. This is somebody meeting another person for the first time with the Magic Carpet Ride with Aladdin and Jasmine. And this is a whole marriage that has occurred over time that people are really invested in. So what do you think? Should Marriage Memories from Up or should the Magic Carpet Ride from Aladdin win? Let us know in the comments. Personally speaking, I think this one's kind of easy. We're going to move Marriage Memories from Up. That's going to move on against the Aladdin Magic Carpet Ride. The number 2 seed in this part of the bracket is going up against the number 3 seed. The number 2 seed is Dumbo's mom rocking him in her trunk. And that's going up against the number 3 seed, which is the restoring of Te Fiti, basically the culmination of the film Moana. So what do you think? Do you think Dumbo's mom rocking him or the restoring of Te Fiti should win in this case? I'm going to give you a pretty controversial choice on this one from me personally. I know a lot of people are going to want me to vote for Moana. And I'll tell you, I think that the redemption is really strong in restoring Te Fiti. It's a really strong redemptive type of arc that we feel. But I think that the root emotion of Dumbo's mom rocking him is something that almost everybody can identify with. And so we're going to be going with Dumbo on this one. That's what's going to be moving through. If you can't stand that or you think that's the worst choice of all time, let us know in the comments down below. Now we're going to get down to this other section of the bracket. We have 2 choices here. And the number 1 seed is Miguel singing to Mama Coco. Clearly a very emotional scene. If you don't choke up at that, I don't know what's going on in your life. And then also the number 4, the Lady and the Tramp sharing spaghetti, the spaghetti noodle. So what do you think? Miguel singing to Mama Coco or the spaghetti share? I know Josh Taylor from Network 1901, a Disney expert, just said to us the other day that the spaghetti scene is one of the best scenes in film history. I am going to go with Singing to Mama Coco. If we're talking about emotions, a lot of times sadness and tragedy make us feel more so than even like the excitement of a new kind of love would make us feel, especially as an audience. So we're going to go with Coco on this one. The next one is our number 2 seed and number 3 seed here in this bracket is the Seven Dwarves mourning what happens to Snow White versus Bambi's mom dying. Bambi's mom dying is sort of like one of the most tragic scenes I think I've ever seen. So I'm going to go with Bambi's mom dying on this one. That I still remember vividly, and I don't even barely remember the rest of the movie Bambi. So I'm going to go with that. So now we're going to move over to the other side of the bracket. We have in the number 1 seed Mufasa's death going up against Andy Goes to College. Really important scene in terms of moving that franchise forward. I'm going to say, though, that Mufasa's death is definitely the one that I would go for in this one. Again, this is super tragic. This is legacy moving on to the next generation. Different emotions that we feel for those things. But death is a very powerful thing in our lives that elicits a lot of emotion. And that's very true here with Mufasa's death as well. So now we're going to get down to Sully finding the last piece to Boo's door versus Vanellope dropping the medal in Wreck-It Ralph 2. Now, I have something to admit to you guys. I have not actually seen Wreck-It Ralph 2. I know that's terrible. I know it's on Netflix. I should have watched it already. I have not watched it. So I have to go with Sully on this one. Sully and Boo and Mike Wazowski have developed such a strong connection. These two groups of people are not supposed to get along. but they find common ground through this experience that they have and this empathy that they have towards someone that's not like them. So I have to go with Sully on this one. Let's get down to this last bracket. Bing Bong Forgotten. Really, really emotional scene from Inside Out. This is about a child forgetting someone, right? In this case, it's an imaginary character. But the way that imaginary character sacrifices himself for the other characters to move forward in the story is really heroic and really important to the rest of how that plot plays itself out. The other one on here at the number 4 seed is the incinerator scene from Toy Story 3. That is a terrifying scene. So which one do you think? Do you think the Bing Bong Forgotten scene or the incinerator scene should move forward? Which one would you vote for? I'm going to vote for the incinerator scene. I'm going to vote for Toy Story. Because in this case, I think that the fear we experience when something bad is happening in our lives and the connection we can have with friends who are intimate with us is really, really great. So I'm going to choose the incinerator scene from Toy Story 3. And we'll go move down to this next part where we're going up against the number 2 seed, Wally and Eve dancing. Beautiful scene. The Wally and Eve dance scene is going to go up against Woody rescuing the toys from Toy Story 1. So these are the broken toys. These are toys that need someone to help save them. They need a hero. And then Woody steps up. I personally am actually going to go with the Wally and Eve dancing. Up here with Marriage Memories from Up versus Dumbo. You have to let me know. Do you think this is a more special scene and a more impactful scene, or is this one? So I'm going to move the Marriage Memories scene from Up forward for this bracket. Up here we have Mufasa's death versus Sully finding the last piece of Boo's door. Because of the complexity in that scene for what it does to Simba's character, what it does for the characters in Pride Rock, because obviously Scar is going to go on to being the ruling lion in that case. I think that one's actually stronger than Sully. So we're going to go with Mufasa's death up here. Down here we have Miguel singing to Mama Coco versus Bambi's mom dying. Oh man, this is a tough one. What do you guys think between Coco, Miguel singing to Mama Coco versus Bambi's mom dying? We'll go with Bambi's mom on that one for being one of the most classic Disney scenes that sets up the death of Disney parents for so many more movies to come. Our last bracket is Toy Story, the incinerator scene versus Wally and Eve. What's interesting about this is we've passed through 3 of the 4 scenes right now, and all of those had to deal with death in some way, shape, or form. You'll notice that Wally does not deal with that in this case. Wally is dealing with a more uplifting emotional scene where Wally and Eve are dancing together. The Toy Story scene, however, it's somewhat uplifting because we know how that turned out, but it's also really terrifying because of the scene as it plays out. So which one we're going to pass through? We're going to go kind of a little bit darker, or we're going to go a little bit lighter with Wally and Eve. That Toy Story scene is one of the best scenes that I think we've ever seen in a Disney movie. So now we have the marriage moments from Up versus one of the most classic scenes that we've talked about, Bambi's mom dying. So what do you think? Bambi's mom dying or this marriage memories from Up? This is Bambi's mom dying is one of the most classic Disney scenes in film history, but Marriage Memories the Marriage Memories scene from Up is perhaps the most emotionally impactful scene that I have ever seen in any movie, period. Mufasa and Mufasa's death versus Toy Story and the incinerator scene. What do you guys think about this? I think the Toy Story incinerator scene is a better scene, but as it relates to the overall impact on the movie, I'm going to go with Mufasa's death. The final 2 we're going to come down to, this versus we have right here, is the Marriage Memories scene from Up versus Mufasa's death. What do you guys think? Marriage Memories from Up or Mufasa's death? Which one is the more emotionally impactful scene and matters more to the impact that it has on the story overall with us? Marriage Memories has beaten the Magic Carpet Ride from Aladdin. Marriage Memories has beaten the Dumbo's mom rocking him. It beat out Bambi as well, and Bambi's mom dying, one of the most classic scenes of all time. Up here in this bracket, Mufasa's death beat Andy going to college and giving his toys over to Bonnie. It also beat Sully finding the last piece of Boo's door. And it also beat the Toy Story incinerator scenes. These are two scenes that have come a long way. Because of the artfulness of this scene, we are going to move the marriage memories scene from Up into the winning bracket. And this is our final winner, Marriage Memories. I think that the Marriage Memories retrospective for Up is one of the most powerful scenes I've ever actually witnessed in film. I do have one complaint, and this is, if you thought that Mufasa's death should have won in place of Marriage Memories, here's one valid complaint about this scene from Up. It's the best scene in Up. Up does not ever live up, no pun intended, Up does not ever live up to the rest of that scene. That scene was so powerful that the rest of the film can't live up to it. It's really hard if you have a great beginning of your film to live up to that great beginning throughout the entire 90 minutes of that film. So now I want to hear your bracket. Is there a scene that you would have said should have been in there? We don't see a lot of redemption in this bracket. We see a lot of tragedy in this bracket. Why is that? Why do you guys think that is? Leave me a comment down below and let me know. Thanks for watching. If you liked today's video, hit the like button. Make sure you hit that like button. Click the subscribe button for more geek discussions just like this one. And finally, as we always say to close out every show, question everything in your favorite geek stories, even how they're emotionally manipulating you, perhaps, and always seek the truth.